Want to know what to expect from a listing presentation? Stay tuned. You're watching Fastlane Realty. Hey everyone, today we're going to run through a step-by-step listing so you know exactly what to expect from your realtor and also know what questions to ask when you're meeting with them. So we'll run through what I would generally say through an entire presentation. First, we're going to start all the way in the beginning by knocking on the door. Hey Mr. Seller, Vasilios here from Century 21. How you doing today? Good, thank you. Thanks for having me over. You might say, should I take you around the house? And I would say, I would love to see your house. But would you mind if I could meet you at the breakfast table or the dinner table? I like to see the home through the eyes of the buyer first. Would that be all right? Don't steal anything. No, not a problem. I definitely won't. Did you happen to go over that listing presentation packet that I sent you earlier today? You can quickly glance it over while I look around. I won't be long, I promise. So at this time, I'll walk around, take some notes, note some issues with the home. Because if I take the listing, I'm going to tell them to address those issues, right? Circling back around with the homeowner at the dinner table. Hey, thanks for having me over again. Yeah, well, it was perfect timing. I just got off of work and had about 45 minutes to meet with you, have dinner. I am meeting with someone else in about 2 hours to also look at them. All right, great, not a problem. So I have a few questions before we get started. Now, do you absolutely have to sell this home? Yes, we're moving out to Vermont and we definitely have to sell now. All right, sure thing. Are you gonna price the home to sell or do you want it to sit on the market for a while? Well, honestly, we thought we had priced it right last time, but it was on the market for about 9 months and really nothing happened. I had an idea we had to do something with the price moving forward, so we also felt our agent really wasn't doing too much. And if you're not like him, maybe we can sell this time for close to that price. All right, of course. So we definitely want to make sure that we set the price correctly. So that way it sells and still gets you the money you'd like to net on the sale. Do you want me to handle the sale for you today? Well, let's see what you have to say. I also have another appointment later on, so you know, hey, awesome, sounds good. There are one of three things that can happen after this presentation tonight. 1, you decide to list with me. 2, you decide not to list with me. And number 3, I decide not to take the listing. Any one of those is fine. So you might say, why would you not take the listing? Did you not like the house? So I might say, well, it's a great house and I'd love to sell it, but if we can't come to terms on what we'll do as far as price and preparing the property for sale, then I respect your time and don't want to waste it. And I'm sure you'd want to do the same. So you said you had another home over there in Vermont. Do you have a mortgage on that property? Yeah, I do, so I really need to get this one sold. So it's a new build and we had some time, or we thought we did, and we'd had this one sold by now, but that didn't happen. So right, I totally understand. Why would you want this home on the market and you don't want to be paying for 2 mortgages at once? That can get quite costly. So you said you're looking to list at around 600? Yeah, so we're right at 610, 605 before, where we listed before, and you know, maybe we need to lower just a touch. And you currently are around 450 on that, correct? All right, good deal. You're not looking to sell this home yourself, are you? No, well, I am in sales, but I really don't have the time and I really need to get out to Vermont. So, you know, I really got to sell this. Well, I agree. Selling real estate can be a full-time job. I completely understand you. So you need the cash out to pay for the other mortgage and move out to Vermont. Yeah, sooner than later. All right, so it looks like there's only 2 issues to look at that I'm seeing. 1 would be your motivation to sell, and that's pretty established as pretty high. And number 2 would be the price that we set for your home. Can I take you through what I mean? Yeah, sure. I prepared a market analysis, and there is 2 parts to this research. 1 is Zillow or Fantasyland, which is what homeowners list their homes for. And part 2 is what professional realtors list and sell homes for. So do you think we're in Fantasyland? Because a house down the street just sold for $635, and it was not that much bigger. So I might say, hey, Mr. Homeowner, we're gonna go through all over the most recent comparables so we can see exactly where we need to be. So let's go through it. Now, the purpose of a CMA, or comparative market analysis, is to determine the value of a home in the eyes through a buyer. Do you know how a buyer determines value? Well, they probably hop on the internet, do some searching. I mean, if I'm gonna go look for a car, what I would do is hop on Car Gurus and see what's out there. And the price is too high, I'm not even going to consider it. I'd want to find a deal. So I would absolutely agree. You're gonna spend your time looking at cars or homes that are priced correctly, right? Yes. Yeah, and I only have to go to 2 dealerships instead of physically shopping around thanks to the internet. The web has made it easier to do most of the legwork while sitting in the comfort of your own home, right? So as I said, the purpose of a CMA is to determine the value in the eyes of the buyer. Now, most buyers do this by comparison shopping, which you just described. They would look at your home based on its features and benefits and the price that you had set, and compare it to other homes on the market or that have been recently sold in your area. We'll go through everything, but it's important that we go through this process. So that way we understand what all these homes are selling for, and it's an important part of this process. So we can understand how best to price your home. So like you said before, it's kind of like car sales. If you're going to walk into a dealership, there's this one car you like, let's say for $50,000. You could buy that Corvette at that dealership for $50,000, but then you go over to another dealership and they have the same car at the same price. But this one is easily worth $20,000 more based on its upgrades and custom features. You definitely would get the second one, right? Especially if it's the same price. Well, of course. Well, what if the first dealership says, hey, we'll sell this one to you for $30,000? Now which one has more value then? Well, you could think of it as if it has the same condition, same body, etc., I guess a cheaper one, right? Well, exactly. Maybe at that point, some of those upgrades are not quite as desirable because now it's costing you less, and at that point, you're getting a great value perception of the first car. So if you want to increase value, you need to do one of two things. Add more features and benefits for the same price, or you need to lower that initial price. That's how the dealership added value to both cars. Okay? All right, are you prepared to add more features and benefits to your home right now? Well, I don't think I can. We put $30,000 down on our other home. Time is of the essence, so I can't do that right now. It's not in the cards. That'd probably push back your timeline too, huh? Yeah, right. So not in the cards. Okay. So now I prepared some comparables here. I'd like to go over them with you. Let's start here with the first one.